Meanwhile, I'll just talk a little bit. It's a beautiful day in Long Island, New York. Again, I don't know what's wrong with my camera. It would make for a very dull little video blog if there's just that. It would be more like a podcast. So maybe I'll just say a few words. This what I was going to say. Ah, just about when I was going to give up and to call it a night, the camera came on. Uh, all right, so my vlog is entitled "Looking for the Silver Lining" because things have not been going well. The Dow, the S&P, and the Nasdaq 100 are all in correction mode, not yet in bear market mode, in that there hasn't been a 20% correction. So that's one thing, one silver lining, that right now it's more like 12% in the Dow and I think 18% in the Nasdaq 100 and the S&P somewhere in between. So the correction is not yet officially a bear market. However, from the point of view of Elliott wave theory, doesn't look too good. From the point of view of one new low after another, doesn't look too good. So we're seeing nothing but lower lows and lower highs. Today, the 1029 low of 24,122 was taken out by the Dow. In fact, 24,000, which was support, was taken out. I think the low today was something like 23.8 something. The good news is it closed above that 24,000 and it even closed above the 10.9 low of 24,122, and it even had a small gain on the day. So that's the silver lining. There was a bounce back today. However, the chart still looks lousy. So if I weren't the eternal optimist that I am, I would be hitting the sell button hard. Instead, I'm hitting the sell button very easily. Sold a little bit today, a little bit Geron, a little bit more Onks. I really like Onks in that it had a nice update today. It had some good news. It had a nice investment made in it at $1.50 a share. Novavax had a nice day. So some of the biotechs we talked about Sunday had a very nice showing. Some of them didn't, like Geron, like Amarin. So it was a mixed bag as to the biotechs that we discussed. The Nasdaq had a nice day. The Nasdaq 100 was up about 1%. The S&P 500 about 0.1%, same as the Dow. So they were basically flat. We could take a quick look at the Nasdaq, the Dow, and the S&P, and call it a night. Remember that we are going to be going live with a class on stock charting beginning tomorrow, somewhere between 2 and 3 tomorrow p.m. I will tweet it out exactly when I know the time. And that's another reason to subscribe so that you'll know when these classes go live. If you like the video, please subscribe and hit the like button. In fact, why don't you just do that now before you forget? And what else? Oh yeah, my little disclosure, non-disclosure, whatever you want to call it. Do your own due diligence, number one. Never trust what I have to say or anybody else has to say. Dr. J's opinions are strictly his own, and they do not constitute investment advice. What else? Occasionally I do have good ideas. You're free to follow, but at your own risk. I think we covered most everything. Let's take a quick look, and then I'll be saying good night all. All right. All right, here we go. Dow Jones coming right up. Share screen. Share screen. Share that screen. All right. Dow Jones Industrial Averages. I tried to take a fresh look at the Dow. By a fresh look, I mean that I erased all my series of higher highs and lower lows and drew a couple of parallel lines here to indicate the channel that it's been the descending channel that it's been in since early October. Before that, we had a beautiful zoom channel for months. The last 2 months has been a very wide channel, but heading in the wrong direction. And there's no sign of a break out of that channel just yet. So at this point, I think we're going to see more of the same backwards and some more testing of this lower trend line, popping to maybe this horizontal line with more testing of the lower trend line. I don't know when we'll get done with this downturn. Probably not until we take out a few more lows. My guess is maybe as low as 23.5. So I'm not feeling too optimistic, but like I said, there are some silver linings. The NASDAQ had about an 18% correction, NASDAQ 100, from early October until just a few days ago, up until 11:20, more than a few days ago. So this 11:20 low is holding, which is a good sign. Even though we bounced off of the upper trend line, we have not come down to the lows of the 20th. So that's a little more optimistic than the picture than the Dow. And finally, the S&P, of course, it's gone down more than the Dow, 18%. The S&P, let's take a look at the S&P. Come on. Okay, the S&P. I drew a parallel channel, but it was only in it for a short while, but there's been touches going on the way down. And then the upper channel has been a lot of touches on the way down. Right now it's trading above, out of this channel, which is good. So that's a good sign, more silver lining stuff. The S&P and the NASDAQ look a little less gloomy than the Dow to me, which is strange. But the point is, we haven't made a key new high above the 11.7 high of 28.15. Not until that number is taken out will I feel that we're out of trouble on the S&P and probably on all the markets. Okay, so that's an overview. It's I don't think it's a disaster. I don't think the roof is falling in, but I think we're in for a little bit more on the downside before we get healthy again. So the correction is lasting a little longer than I would have liked, a little longer than I thought. So maybe there's a little more pain ahead. Maybe it'll take till the end of the year to get all the venom of the markets out of our system, and then turn positive in January, February, and hopefully into March. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. We'll take a look at the charts and let the charts guide us. Adios, amigos. This has been Dr. J11, streaming live from Long Island, New York. Good night, all. See you tomorrow. Remember, don't be late for class.